Now I'm going to show how to do a job like in this cluster. How can I perform a job using this cluster? So on the right, I'm sorry, on the left side, as you can see cluster, beneath that you see jobs. So you have to click on this option jobs, and it'll take a couple of seconds, maybe a couple of minutes, and then it will load up the job, and we can create a job for this cluster. Now you can see like there is an option says submit job, and we have to click on this option submit job, and it will basically nothing but just create a job for this cluster, and as you can see our job ID is job 5D1573BA. You can name it as anything as you want, and region I want to make it as global, and the cluster is 12C0. That is the cluster I already been created, and obviously it's a Hadoop. The job type is Hadoop, and and all and also like you can select a different kind of job type as you want. There is like Spark, SparkR, PySpark, Hive, Pig, Presto. All these like are different kind of job types. These are like new kind of technology. I prefer to go with Hadoop for now. I might go with like Spark. I am to see like what is this Spark. Like this is like a different kind of job type. Now we need to pass the jar file of the main class and the arguments and the jar file, and if you want to give some additional properties to your like job, you can do that, and I'll show you more details into others in some other videos, but this one is just I'm trying to keep it as simple as I can. And for this it's like org.apache, if I remember the thing correctly. I think it's spark dot example dot spa rk spark pi, and I'm going to pass 1000. It's optional, you can pass, or if you don't want to pass, it's fine. And jar file, as I have to pass the jar file. It's like file user flag jar spark spark example dot jar, and then I'm going to submit my job, and it'll take a couple of seconds. And as you can see, I've successfully created a job on it says I ran into some problem. I'll check to that and I'll come back as soon as possible. As you can see, like I have like this is an error because I maybe some spelling mistake I've done. And as you can also see, what is the error, like I've written like examples, it will be like example, but it's not a big deal. We can also delete this job. As you can see, it's so easy using Google Cloud Platform. We'll go back and then we'll delete this job, and it says I should want to delete this, I'm sure. I'll delete that job and I'll create another one, and yeah, it created a job. You can see my same cluster name, and then I'm going to do it Spark, and then I'm going to name it Web. So the main class will be org. This time no spelling mistake. It will take a long time to make this video. Spark the examples the spark the pi. Yes, I guess I get it correct this time. Argument is optional, but I'm just passing an argument, and then it's file user spark examples jars spark spark examples the jar. I hope this time it works, and let's give it a couple of seconds. And yes, as you can see, my job has been finally successfully submitted and created, and as you can see, yes, it has 2 members, and yeah, it says file full access to all resources, and my job is finally created, and let's see what's the next thing. So now, as we have finally created the job, the next step will be how we can successfully enter into the cluster and check our logs. So for that, we have to go to cluster, and this is the cluster, and we have to select on cluster, and as you can see, this is our yarn memory, and it's giving all the analyzing stuff, and our Hadoop file system capacity, and the yarn node manager. Like, we have 2 yarn node manager, and it's like as you can see how much of data is remaining. I've just created it today. It's been an hour, and we can also see our job that is up and running. Just been just like 50 seconds, and the time I created that job. And as you can see, we have already created the cluster, and we go to configuration, and as you can see, all the system is up and running and all the configuration, and as you can see, a bucket has been already created, and we can click this, and it will show the bucket that has been created, and we can upload files and folders in this cluster, and we can also, if I'm not wrong, we can also create a bucket if you want. And coming back to my cluster, we can also see the web interface that has the SSH and everything. Yeah, that's it.